There are places where time doesn't move forward. It folds back on itself, wrapping you in centuries of silence and stories that still breathe through the cracks of ancient stone. A single bell tolls through the morning mist, its deep, solemn echo rolling across a skyline where marble towers pierce the fog like the memories of an age that refuses to die. The air feels dense, almost sacred, as if every breath you take is shared with those who walked these same cobblestones long before your world even existed. You can feel the heartbeat of history beneath your feet, a rhythm slow and deliberate, pulsing through the veins of architecture too proud to be forgotten. The walls seem alive, their surfaces etched not just with patterns and carvings, but with devotion, with ambition, with the unspoken prayers of artists who carved eternity into stone. Light drifts across the arches, soft and golden, revealing the traces of hands that shape perfection out of faith and fire. You can almost hear the echo of hammers, the murmur of chants, the sighs of generations who built not for themselves, but for forever. Here, architecture is not merely built, it is consecrated, each line drawn with reverence, each curve singing a quiet hymn to beauty's endurance. Even the silence here speaks, heavy with the perfume of rain, dust, and forgotten dreams. You look upward, and the world narrows to a single moment. Your breath slows, your thoughts dissolve, and you realize you are standing inside history's pulse. Every echo feels personal. Every glimmer of light feels like it was meant only for you. Because in places like this, the past doesn't sleep. It lingers, patient, proud, eternal. Welcome to a journey through time, exploring Europe's legendary architecture. Eiffel Tower, Paris, France. Built in 1889 for the World's Fair in Paris, The Eiffel Tower rose as a daring experiment in engineering and imagination. Designed by the visionary Gustave Eiffel, it was initially dismissed by critics as a metal monster, an insult to the artistic grace of Paris. Standing at 1,083 feet, its iron lattice framework was unlike anything the world had seen before, blending science, mathematics, and artistry into a single breathtaking structure. At its heart, the Eiffel Tower represents the spirit of human ambition, the desire to reach beyond the possible. Its 18,038 wrought iron pieces are held together by over 2.5 million rivets, each placed by hand by men who worked hundreds of feet above ground. When sunlight strikes its surface, the metal transforms into gold, reflecting the rhythm of Paris itself. From the riverbanks below, the tower seems to breathe, shimmering between strength and delicacy. By day, it watches over the bustling streets and cafes. By night, it becomes a celestial beacon, sparkling every hour with 20,000 lights. Inside, its elevators glide diagonally along the iron ribs, offering glimpses of gears, bolts, and sky, a silent dance between man and machine. From its observation decks, Paris stretches endlessly, the Seine weaving through bridges, the distant domes of churches glowing beneath a violet sky. The city feels alive from that height, as if every light and sound is part of a grand symphony. If you want to avoid the long queues, arrive early in the morning before the crowds awaken, or visit late at night when the tower feels like it belongs only to you. The air is quieter then, and you can hear the faint hum of the city's heartbeat. The Eiffel Tower is more than a structure. It's a moment in motion, forever suspended between the past and the future. Colosseum, Rome, Italy. Rising from the heart of Rome like a memory carved in stone, the Colosseum is more than a monument. It's a witness to eternity. Completed in 80 AD under Emperor Titus, this amphitheater was the pride of the Roman Empire, a symbol of its power and precision. It could hold more than 50,000 spectators, each seat carved in perfect symmetry, a marvel of engineering unmatched for nearly 2 millennia. Built from travertine limestone, volcanic rock, and concrete, its construction fused art and science with brutal efficiency. The arches, both elegant and monumental, supported tier after tier of human emotion, cheers, fear, and awe. When the sun strikes its worn facade, the Colosseum seems to glow from within, as if Rome itself still breathes through the cracks. It was once filled with roars, not of lions, but of the crowd, unified by spectacle and blood. Beneath the arena lies the Hippodrome, a labyrinth of tunnels, cages, and elevators where gladiators and beasts awaited their fate. The precision of its design, from the hidden trapdoors to the retractable awning system, reflects the genius of Roman engineering. Over centuries, earthquakes and time tried to claim it, yet it endures, scarred but unbroken. Every stone, every shadow, feels haunted by history yet alive with legacy. If you plan to visit, arrive early in the morning to witness the soft light spilling through the arches before the crowds gather. Or come at sunset, when the ruins ignite with amber glow, and the city hums with nostalgia. The Colosseum is not just an architectural wonder, it's a moral mirror reflecting the glory and brutality of civilization. Even as empires crumbled, the amphitheater remained, holding Rome's memory within its silent corridors. From emperors to travelers, it has seen them all and remains unmoved, eternal. Buckingham Palace, London, England. In the heart of London stands a palace that has watched 3 centuries unfold, a fortress of ceremony power, and quiet grandeur. Buckingham Palace, completed in 1703 for the Duke of Buckingham and acquired by King George III in 1761, became the official royal residence under Queen Victoria in 1837. What began as a private townhouse transformed into one of the world's most recognizable symbols of monarchy. Its neoclassical facade gleams like a marble dream, designed by Sir Aston Webb to project dignity through symmetry and restraint. Beyond the gilded gates, 775 rooms stretch across 830,000 square feet, a labyrinth where history still breathes in polished corridors. Constructed from Bath stone and Portland limestone, the palace exemplifies Georgian proportion and Victorian opulence. The central balcony, framed by Ionic columns, has witnessed coronations, weddings, and wars. When sunlight hits its limestone facade, the building glows pale gold, reflecting London's ever-changing sky. It is architecture not of vanity, but of continuity, the physical heartbeat of Britain itself. Each day at 11 a.m., ceremony erupts on its forecourt, the changing of the guard. Brass bands thunder, boots strike the pavement, and scarlet uniforms flash beneath the gates, a ritual older than most nations. To feel the magic without the crowd, arrive half an hour early and stand near the Victoria Memorial for the best panoramic view. Each summer, from July to September, visitors can tour the staterooms while the monarch is away. Booking early online secures rare access to the throne room and ballroom, spaces rarely seen on screen. The palace has survived bombings, reforms, and time itself, adapting gracefully to each new monarch. You sense history here not as memory, but as presence. Buckingham Palace is more than an address. It's the choreography of power and elegance. Its gates have become both symbol and stage, a meeting point between myth and monarchy. Stand before it at dusk, when the lamps ignite and the Union Jack flutters softly above. It's not just London you're seeing, it's legacy alive in stone and silence. Sagrada Familia, Barcelona, Spain. In the heart of Barcelona stands a structure that looks less like a building and more like a dream captured in stone. The Basilica de la Sagrada Familia began in 1882, and more than a century later, it still isn't finished. An unfinished symphony of faith and imagination. When architect Antoni Gaudí took over the project in 1883, he devoted his life to it, blending Gothic tradition with modernist innovation in a way the world had never seen. The result is an architectural masterpiece that seems alive, its spires twisting skyward like living creatures reaching for heaven. Every detail, from the curve of a column to the texture of a facade, feels like nature sculpted it herself. The design integrates Gothic verticality with the flowing organic lines of Catalan modernism. Tower, representing Christ, the Virgin Mary, the Apostles, and the Evangelists, rise in spirals toward the sky. The tallest, the Tower of Jesus Christ, will reach 172.5 meters, making it the tallest church in the world upon completion. The exterior facades are sculptural sermons filled with symbolism, geometry, and scripture carved in stone. The play of light through the stained glass was meticulously calculated, creating a kaleidoscope of emotion across the interior. Declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2005, the Sagrada Familia remains one of the most visited sites in Europe. Its projected completion in 2026, the centenary of Gaudi's death, will fulfill a dream more than a century in the making. The basilica stands as a bridge between art and eternity, where architecture becomes faith made visible. It is proof that patience can build miracles, and that unfinished doesn't mean incomplete. To step inside is to step into a masterpiece still writing itself. Amsterdam Canal Ring, Amsterdam, Netherlands. The heart of Amsterdam beats not through its streets, but through its water. The Canal Ring, or Grachtengordel, as the Dutch call it, is a masterpiece carved by both man and nature. Built in the early 17th century during the Dutch Golden Age, these concentric canals were more than waterways. They were symbols of order, wealth, and vision. Over 400 years later, they remain one of Europe's most breathtaking architectural achievements, a city where reflection and reality flow together. By design, the canals formed a perfect semicircle, an urban miracle that blended function, beauty, and balance. Each bridge, each gabled house feels hand-painted, like a postcard come to life. Their narrow facades and ornate tops were the signature of 17th century Amsterdam architecture, where merchants turned prosperity into art. Under soft morning light, the brick houses glow amber and gold, mirrored in water as still as glass. Every detail here, the symmetry of the bridges, the tilt of old homes, tells a story of precision and pride. And at night, the canals become veins of light, each lamppost glowing like a candle from another era. The air smells faintly of rain and tulips, and the sound of bicycle bells blends with the splash of passing boats. It's impossible not to slow down here. Amsterdam moves at the rhythm of its water. For the best experience, rent a small boat at sunset. When the lights ignite, you'll drift through living history. Or rise early before dawn and walk the bridges in silence. The city belongs to you alone then. The canal ring wasn't built for grandeur, but for genius, an ingenious system of trade, defense, and design. Yet over time, it became a masterpiece of human harmony with nature. UNESCO declared it a World Heritage Site in 2010, recognizing it as a living monument to balance and creativity. From the curve of each canal to the whisper of the wind, everything feels intentional, almost spiritual. The city doesn't shout its beauty, it hums it softly, like a lullaby made of water and light. Amsterdam's canals are proof that architecture can flow, breathe, and live forever. Parthenon, Athens, Greece. High above the city of Athens, where marble meets sky and myth meets memory, stands the Parthenon, a temple that has defied time itself. Built between 447 and 432 BCE during the Golden Age of Pericles, it was dedicated to Athena Parthenos, the goddess of wisdom and protector of the city. Its white marble glows under the Mediterranean sun, transforming from pale gold to rose as the light changes, a living dialogue between stone and sky. Designed by architects Iktinos and Kallikrates, and adorned by the sculptor Phidias, it embodies perfection through proportion. The ancient Greeks didn't simply build it, they composed it, a symphony of geometry, harmony, and divine intention. Every column swells gently toward the center, a subtle illusion correcting the eye's perspective. This optical perfection, known as entasis, gives the temple its timeless grace, making it appear alive from every angle. Even in ruin, the Parthenon possesses a balance that modern architecture still struggles to imitate. It once housed a colossal gold and ivory statue of Athena, towering 12 meters high, glowing like sunlight made flesh. The structure stood not only as a temple, but as a declaration that human reason could rival the gods in beauty. Its marble came from Mount Pentelicus, a mountain 20 kilometers away, carried and carved with impossible precision. Through wars, its explosions, and centuries of erosion, its columns remain upright, defying history's decay. Stand beneath them, and you feel the weight of civilization, not heavy, but humbling. Each groove, each shadow, speaks a language older than words. To truly feel its power, visit early in the morning when the light is soft and crowds are few. The silence turns the hill into a sanctuary. Or come just before sunset, when Athens burns gold beneath your feet and the Acropolis seems to float above time. The Parthenon is not a ruin, it's a revelation. Its stones carry the philosophy that shaped democracy, art, and thought itself. Every crack in its marble glows with the endurance of human imagination. Its architecture is prayer, and that prayer still echoes 25 centuries later. You realize this was never built to impress. It was built to endure. And as twilight wraps the temple in shadow, it feels less like stone and more like eternity itself. Charles Bridge, Prague, Czech Republic. In the heart of Prague, where the Vltava River divides the city in silver light, stands a bridge that feels like a chapter torn from a dream. The Charles Bridge, begun in 1357 under the reign of King Charles IV, was designed to be both fortress and artwork, a stone poem connecting past and present. Built of Bohemian sandstone, its 16 arches carry more than traffic. They carry 6 centuries of memory. Each morning, mist curls between its statues like whispers from another world. And when the sun rises, the bridge turns to gold, glowing against the Gothic skyline of towers and spires. It replaced the Judith Bridge, destroyed by floods, and quickly became the lifeline of medieval Europe. Merchants, pilgrims, and kings once crossed these same cobblestones, their footsteps echoing across the river. The bridge's beauty lies not only in its form, but in its soul. 30 Baroque statues stand like silent storytellers along its edges. Among them, St. John of Nepomuk gleams in bronze. Legend says if you touch his plaque, good fortune and a return to Prague await you. The bridge has seen wars, floods, and revolutions, yet it stands untouched by time's cruelty. By day, it sings with life, musicians, painters, lovers, and laughter. And by night, it hums with mystery. Lanterns glow, the river mirrors the stars, and the whole city feels like it's holding its breath. Every stone seems to remember something, even if you don't. If you wish to see its quiet side, arrive before sunrise, when fog cloaks the towers and the world is still half asleep. Or linger after midnight, when the crowds vanish and the bridge becomes yours alone. It's not just a structure, it's a stage where centuries still perform. The Old Town Bridge Tower, guarding one end, frames Prague like a moving painting. Climb it and you'll see the river glowing beneath you, slicing through the city like a ribbon of light. Charles Bridge isn't built to impress. It's built to endure, humble yet haunting. Every footstep across it connects you to kings and commoners alike. You realize you're not walking over water. You're walking over history. And as the morning bells echo from Prague Castle, you understand why the city is called the heart of Europe. Because here, that heart still beats, slow, steady, and beautiful. Brandenburg Gate, Berlin, Germany. In the heart of Berlin, where history has left both scars and triumphs, stands a gate that once divided the world and now unites it. The Brandenburg Gate, completed in 1791, is more than just an architectural triumph. It is the soul of a city reborn. Commissioned by King Frederick William II of Prussia, it was designed by Karl Gotthard Langhans in the grand style of neoclassical Athens. Inspired by the propylaea of the Acropolis, its 12 Doric columns rise like a marble army, guarding the entrance to history. Above them, the quadriga, a chariot drawn by 4 horses, races toward victory, forever frozen in bronze. This monument has seen it all: empires, wars, and revolutions. It watched Napoleon march through its arches in 1806 and watched Berliners tear down the wall in 1989. It has been both a symbol of division and a beacon of hope. Its columns, carved from sandstone, glow honey gold at sunset, turning the square into a cathedral of light. Each crack and groove holds echoes of cheering crowds and silent prayers. The design blends simplicity with grandeur, 6 columns on each side, creating 5 passageways once reserved for royalty. Every angle feels deliberate, every shadow meaningful. If you visit, arrive just before sunrise. The light breaking over Platz paints the gate in soft gold. It's Berlin at its most poetic. Or come late at night, when the tourists are gone, and the monument glows silently against the dark, timeless, proud, unguarded. Around it, Berlin hums, the hum of renewal, of art, of history refusing to fade. From this single structure, streets radiate like veins through the heart of the city. It is more than architecture. It's a conversation between centuries. Standing beneath it, you feel both small and infinite, as if time itself pauses to listen. The Brandenburg Gate is not just Berlin's face, it's its heartbeat. It reminds the world that even what once divided us can become the symbol that unites us. And as dawn rises over its columns, you realize this is where Europe breathes. Hungarian Parliament Building, Budapest, Hungary. Rising majestically over the Danube, the Hungarian Parliament Building is more than a masterpiece. It's a monument to ambition, pride, and artistry. Completed in 1904, after nearly 17 years of construction, it remains one of Europe's most breathtaking symbols of democracy. Designed by Immerse, this Gothic revival marvel was inspired by London's Palace of Westminster, but reimagined through a distinctly Hungarian soul. Its symmetrical facade, lined with 365 spires, one for every day of the year, reflects both precision and poetry. From afar, it looks like a cathedral made of light and limestone, glowing golden in the sunset's embrace. Each arch and dome carries meaning. The central dome, soaring 96 meters high, honors the year 896, when the Magyar tribes founded Hungary. The facade stretches nearly 270 meters along the river, a colossal reflection of a nation's identity. Every inch is carved with symbolism: angels, kings, saints, and shields telling stories of struggle and sovereignty. Inside, over 40 kilograms of gold adorn ceilings and walls, transforming the interior into a royal tapestry of faith and craftsmanship. Even the floor mosaics and stained glass windows radiate devotion to detail. The building is perfectly symmetrical, one side for the House of Lords, the other for the House of Commons, a design symbolizing balance and unity. From the river, it mirrors itself flawlessly on the Danube's surface, a reflection of both beauty and power. When the lights ignite at dusk, it doesn't just illuminate Budapest, it defines it. To witness its magic, take a night cruise on the Danube. The Parliament glows like a crown resting on the river. Or visit early in the morning, before the crowds, when the fog rolls gently across the water like history awakening. Each corridor inside feels sacred, lined with marble columns and golden vaults. The Holy Crown of Hungary, displayed in the central hall, is guarded as if time itself protects it. You can sense centuries of history in the silence, a heartbeat echoing beneath the stone. It's not only architecture, it's storytelling carved into reality. Through revolutions, wars, and rebirth, it has endured as a beacon of resilience. Standing before it, you don't just see a building, you see a nation carved in Gothic grace. Its towers point not just to the heavens, but to hope. Every reflection on the Danube feels like a whisper. Beauty is power, and endurance is art. Belém Tower, Lisbon, Portugal. The Belém Tower, officially completed in 1519, stands as one of Portugal's most enduring monuments to exploration and innovation. Commissioned by King Manuel I and designed by Francisco de Arruda, it was constructed as a defense fortification at the mouth of the Tagus River. Built during the height of Portugal's maritime empire, the tower became both a military stronghold and a symbol of global discovery. Its architectural style, the Manueline, or Portuguese late Gothic, is rich with nautical motifs, Christian symbolism, and Moorish influences. Each detail, from rope-carved columns to armillary spheres, reflects a nation defined by the sea. Constructed from local Lias limestone, the tower was once surrounded by water at high tide, accessible only by a drawbridge. It features 4 stories, a bastion equipped with cannons, royal quarters, a chapel, and rooftop battlements. The lower levels once served as prisons, their chambers flooding with the tides, a haunting reminder of Lisbon's layered history. Crowning the structure are delicate watchtowers shaped like Moorish domes, merging elegance with defense. The mix of Gothic verticality and maritime ornamentation makes Belém Tower a textbook example of Portugal's architectural identity. Over time, the tower transitioned from fortress to ceremonial gateway, greeting explorers as they set sail for new worlds. It later became a customs post, lighthouse, and even a telegraph station. Despite earthquakes and invasions, it has survived nearly untouched, standing as a sentinel of Lisbon's resilience. In 1983, UNESCO recognized it as a World Heritage Site, alongside the nearby Geronimos Monastery. Its preservation speaks to Portugal's respect for history as much as its pursuit of the future. If you wish to explore the interior, arrive early in the morning. Queues grow quickly, especially on weekends. And for the best panoramic photographs, visit at low tide from the opposite bank, when the full facade and reflection appear together. Inside, climb to the terrace and watch ships glide past the same route navigators once took 5 centuries ago. It's not hard to imagine their courage mirrored in the waves below. The Belém Tower stands as both monument and memory, elegant, stoic, eternal. Its beauty lies in its contrasts. Delicate carvings on a fortress meant for war, strength adorned with grace. It represents the soul of Portugal, pragmatic yet poetic, grounded yet visionary. Standing before it, you understand why this small tower guards not just Lisbon, but the heart of an entire nation. Hagia Sophia, Istanbul, Turkey. The Hagia Sophia, meaning holy wisdom, stands as one of the most extraordinary architectural achievements in human history. Completed in 537 AD under the order of Byzantine Emperor Justinian I, it was designed by mathematicians Anthemius of Tralles and Isidore of Miletus. Their goal was revolutionary: to build a structure that embodied the glory of heaven on earth. For over 900 years, it served as the largest cathedral in the world, the centerpiece of the Byzantine Empire and Eastern Christianity. Its influence on architecture, from domes to basilicas, can still be seen across continents. The Hagia Sophia's dome was its greatest innovation, a 31-meter-wide masterpiece resting seemingly weightless above a square base. This illusion of floating light was achieved through 40 hidden windows circling the dome's rim. Marble columns were brought from ancient temples in Greece and Asia Minor, transforming pagan ruins into Christian triumph. The interior mosaics, crafted from glass and gold leaf, depicted Christ, the Virgin Mary, and angels in radiance. When sunlight strikes them, they still shimmer like liquid gold. In 1453, when the Ottomans conquered Constantinople, Sultan Mehmed II transformed Hagia Sophia into a mosque. Minarets were added, Christian mosaics carefully covered, and the call to prayer replaced the sound of church bells. Yet, instead of destroying the past, the Ottomans preserved it, fusing two worlds under one roof. In 1935, under Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, it became a museum, symbolizing peace between faiths. And in 2020, it was redesignated as a mosque, but still remains open to all visitors. Its style is neither purely Byzantine nor Islamic. It's universal, timeless. Every detail, the calligraphy, the arches, the symmetry, tells the story of humanity's search for the divine. If you visit, arrive at opening hour, around 9 a.m., to admire its grandeur without the crowd. Or visit late afternoon when golden light filters through the dome, creating an atmosphere you'll never forget. Even after 1,500 years, it remains the architectural soul of Istanbul. The Hagia Sophia continues to inspire architects, artists, and dreamers worldwide. It embodies the spirit of endurance, proof that even the mightiest empires can crumble, but beauty endures. No other structure holds such a delicate balance between past and present, faith and function. It's not just a building, it's a bridge across civilizations. To stand beneath its dome is to witness history, alive, eternal, and endlessly human. Edinburgh Castle, Edinburgh, Scotland. High above the Scottish capital, where mist meets stone and history breathes through the wind, stands Edinburgh Castle, a fortress carved from fire and fate. Perched atop Castle Rock, an extinct volcano, it has watched over the city for nearly 900 years. The first royal fortress was established here in the 12th century under King David I, though the site had been inhabited since the Iron Age. It's more than a castle, it's a crown of Scotland itself, a symbol of endurance, rebellion, and pride. The castle's architecture is a masterpiece of survival, built from volcanic rock, shaped by centuries of war, fire, and faith. Its walls have withstood 26 sieges, making it one of the most contested strongholds in Europe. Each stone tells a story. Viking raids, English invasions, and royal triumphs echo through its corridors. The Great Hall, completed in 1511 for King James IV, still dazzles with its timber roof and medieval weapon displays. The St. Margaret's Chapel, built in the early 1100s, is the oldest surviving building in Edinburgh, a small, humble heart within a fortress of giants. The castle's design blends Norman, Gothic, and military architecture into one dramatic composition. From its battlements, the city unfolds like a painting. Cobblestone streets, Gothic spires, and distant highlands bathed in soft gray light. If you visit, arrive early morning to avoid the crowds and catch the mist rising over the city. Or stay until sunset, when the sky turns amber and the castle glows like a memory caught in flame. At night, the fortress transforms. Floodlights sculpt its walls into living legend. It still echoes through the city today, a reminder that history never truly sleeps here. The castle is not just built on stone, it's built on story. Standing here, with wind on your face and bagpipes in the distance, you feel Scotland's heartbeat beneath your feet. It's not nostalgia you feel, it's belonging. Because this isn't just a monument, it's the soul of a nation, carved into the sky.